Hello, and welcome back to the JRPG Weekly Update. I am your host, SuperDerek, and last week was the first ever episode, and I wasn't exactly sure what you guys would prefer if I had the pop filter in place to protect your ears from plosives, or if you would prefer to be able to see my face like this. So I'm going to go ahead and try it without the pop filter in place this time and just see if I can control my plosives. It's not very easy to do, but I'll see what I can do. And that way you can actually see me. Hello. So, hey, we have some news to get to today. And, oh, check this out. I can actually get really close in on the microphone and just really deliver some amazing sounding news right now, right? So, let's dig in to some news. Today's lead story comes from Square Enix, and thank you to Tyler Edlin on Facebook for pointing this one out. The Final Fantasy VII Remake is actually progressing ahead of schedule according to Tetsuya Nomura. This is surprising, to say the least, because the game did not make a showing at E3 this year. The lack of Final Fantasy VII at E3 2018 had several people concerned, including myself, as this did not bode well for the remake in the wake of CyberConnect 2 being removed from the production. Nomura has stated that they are getting ready to show the game soon, which I'm taking to mean the Tokyo Game Show. But he does also mention that they're going to be focusing more on like the members of Avalanche, and I think that's pretty cool. They're going to be delivering some more information, some backstory, so that you actually care when, spoilers, when they bite the big one, which is something that I thought was kind of lacking. But anyways, Final Fantasy VII HD Remake apparently is just fine and dandy, which might also lead some credence to the rumors that were going around that Square was planning to actually show it off at E3, but decided against it after some information may or may not have been leaked. I feel like Square is the kind of company that would cut off their own nose to spite their face. So this sounds like maybe it's letting a little more credence to that fan theory. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 creator and director of Monolith Soft, Tetsuya Takahashi, revealed more information surrounding Torna Golden Country. Apparently, it actually started off its life as a part of Xenoblade Chronicles 2 during conceptualization, but they decided to leave it out due to pacing issues and also just to narrow the scope of the game, presumably to help prevent another Xenogears style ending. So that's good, but the actual news is that the game is actually going to contain a new map, all new characters, and new battle mechanics and music. So the more we hear about this, the more I'm thinking of this game as sort of the Majora's Mask to Ocarina of Time for Xenoblade Chronicles. Probably a lot of the same reused assets, probably a lot of the same like world and engine, but a whole new game within. I mean, who knows if it's going to be amazing, but it's getting its own physical release and everything. This sounds like it's going to be really neat. I think we should probably pick this up, guys. If you were a fan of Xenoblade Chronicles 2, that is, I'm guessing this is going to be more of the same, and, well, we shall see. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Torna the Golden Country is expected to release on September 14th, 2018, with the physical release coming on September 21st. While we're on the subject of Monolith Soft, earlier this month they happened to release a new studio in Iibayashi, Tokyo, Japan. There's not really much known about this at the time, but it does seem kind of interesting. The last time they opened a new studio was so that they could be a little closer to Nintendo's headquarters in Kyoto, but now they've got one in Tokyo. And thank you to Rudy Dayama for pointing this out to me in the Discord server. On the other side of the spectrum, Octopath Traveler will be receiving no DLC in what feels like another trend-breaking breath of fresh air. Designer Masashi Takahashi says the product is finished. I'm not sure if he's trying to cast any sort of shade at the modern industry practice of releasing a half-finished game and then selling you the rest, but it kind of sounds like it, and I kind of don't mind. Octopath Traveler is expected to release on the Nintendo Switch on July 13th, 2018. And if you're interested in my take on Octopath Traveler, there is a video in the corner for you to check out. The Switch version of Ys 8 will be receiving patches throughout mid-July. These patches will include text refinements, bug fixes, and introduces a Japanese voice option for dual audio. This news appears to have been met with general fan outcry, perceived as yet another in a series of missteps by NIS America in handling the Ys series. In completely unrelated news, Ni no Kuni 2 will receive a patch, version 1.03, which includes bug fixes, balance improvements, and adds hard and expert difficulty modes. This news appears to have been met with general fan adoration as yet another in a series of fantastic decisions by Level 5 and the Ni no Kuni series. So, let's talk about this for a second, guys. Ni no Kuni 2 is getting a patch. Patch number 3, in, granted, a few months, but that's adding some bug fixes, and it's also adding some difficulty modes. And people were pretty excited about this when I was looking up information to talk about. But also, in like the same breath, people were bashing Ys 8 for having a few patches planned over the course of the next month, including bug fixes and adding new features like dual audio. And it seems to me like people are kind of, in this case, in this specific instance, being a little hard on NIS America for releasing the game in a broken state. It's not broken. I've been playing through Ys 8 over the last few weeks and haven't really encountered any real bugs except for, at worst, a couple of audio tracks that played simultaneously instead of one after the other. And I'm guessing that's probably included in some of these bug fixes. I think that people are being a little hard on NIS America, and I feel like a lot of people aren't treating NIS America very fairly at this point. I do understand that they dropped the ball a bit on their original localization attempt, but they made good on that, and they redid it. And I can tell you that the localization on Ys 8 that I'm getting on the Switch is actually pretty good. So I guess what I'm getting at, guys, is, you know, just be happy that we're getting the games that we got, even if it's not from the studios that you were hoping would be involved. Let's judge these games based on what they are, not on what they aren't. Moving on. Let's talk about some new games that were announced, as well as some announced release dates. Developer Furuyu revealed a teaser trailer for a new action RPG called Crystar, which also looks pretty neat. The game appears to deal with fighting things in a limbo sort of world. The game is expected to release in Japan just before Halloween, but no news of this coming to the West just yet, unfortunately. It really looks pretty cool, guys. I saw the trailer. I haven't seen a whole lot of the combat in the game yet. It looks like you can probably switch between characters, and it looks like it takes place in some sort of hell where you're playing as a girl who accidentally killed her sister and you're trying to like get her back. It's kind of bizarre, but we need more bizarre games, and I really hope that we do get this in the West, because I've got this feeling that a lot of the niche stuff that's coming out in Japan we're just not seeing. If nobody else picks this up, I hope that Gaijin Works does, because this could be pretty cool. Level 5, the company behind my beloved Dark Cloud series and Ni no Kuni, have announced Yokai Watch 4 is in the works and coming to the Nintendo Switch sometime in 2018 in Japan. However, there are also some murmurs that there is yet another Yokai Watch announcement planned for their June 27th, that's in 2 days, 5-year anniversary celebration livestream, which is pretty cool. I've not played Yokai Watch. I hear great things about it, and it's level 5, so I'm sure it's fantastic. So any Yokai Watch game announcement from level 5, any level 5 announcement in my book is probably going to be a good one. Valkyria Chronicles 4 has finally received an official release date of September 25th this year in the United States, and will be coming with a controller skin if you pre-order the game, as a pre-order bonus. The controller skin, in my opinion, is kind of a weak pre-order bonus. It's a dog, and there's one for each system that's coming out on Switch, PS4, and Xbox 3, Xbox One, but but hey, if it's something that you're interested in, you can have it. The Memoirs from Battle Special Edition is going to cost about $40 more, around $100, and will include a 100-page art book, 2 extra missions starring the original characters from Valkyria Chronicles, and a collector's box and vinyl statue. And thank you to Jonathan Mejia again for bringing that up to me on the SuperDerek Discord server. By the way, if you're interested in joining the SuperDerek Discord server, you can find a link in the video description. In community news, strategy RPG Super Robot Wars A Portable for PSP has received a fan translation into English this week. The release comes from a fan translation group, Steel Soul, in celebration of the game's 10-year anniversary. Quote, "Over the 5 years of the project, the Steel Soul team tried to build a translation that would convey the original experience in the story, in the graphics, to English speakers. They sincerely hope that you enjoy your time with A Portable, even if it comes kicking you hard with its difficulty." And finally, there are some games that are coming out this week for each of the 3 main consoles for you to keep an eye out for, including on the Nintendo Switch, Ys 8, which is a fluid action RPG that takes place on a deserted island. PlayStation 4 game called Rainbow Skies. It's a fantasy RPG with turn-based battles and a humorous story. And on the Xbox One, Nier Automata Become as Gods Edition is coming out. All of these games are actually coming out tomorrow on the 26th in the United States. So thank you again for joining us for the 2nd episode of the JRPG Weekly Update. I am SuperDerek, and this is news to me. Have a good day, everyone.